Hi everybody, this is Diane and I am starting on my next design team project for the old design shop. And I am using some of my embroidered pieces that I find at flea markets. So I'm going to make some fabric journals. Today is cover making day. So I put together 2 covers and I decided I would put together a third one on camera. But when I was looking through my linens to try to find another embroidered piece that I wanted to use, I came across the pieces of this old tablecloth that I love this folk art tablecloth. So I decided this won't go with the old design shop kit that I'm using, but I can make these covers and have them ready for another kit. I'm pretty sure I have a fun kit that I've already purchased. I just have to look through the digital kits that I have in my folder on my laptop and see what I haven't used yet. I'm pretty sure I have one. But anyway, I'll find something. So let me show you the 2 that I did first. I did this one, which this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of linen. I think someone just sent me this section of it. I don't think I bought this, and it wasn't much bigger than this. I trimmed some of it off, but it wasn't much bigger. But it's just beautiful. You can see that there's holes here. This is a cut work, so I put a vintage pink tablecloth behind, so you can see that through it. There's a stain there, but that doesn't bother me because it's a vintage tablecloth or table runner or something. And then I use this piece of fabric on the inside, and it will fold over and it will look like this. And I'll probably add some lace or something to the front. For this one, I used the pink tablecloth for the base, and I cut this embroidered piece, cross-stitch piece, off of a larger piece, and I zigzagged all around it. I didn't want to do that on camera because it was tedious and lots of corners to turn around and stuff, and I used the same fabric on the inside. There is some quilt batting in there. So I'm going to construct another one. I'll do 2, but I'll probably only do 1 on camera. So I have these wonderful pieces from the tablecloth, and I have cut this nice piece of cotton fabric, 12 by 10. And so the book cover will end up being 10 inches tall and just about 6 inches wide. It might shrink a little bit when you wrap it around the signature. There will only be 1 signature in these books, and that just fits on there nicely. And there's somebody very noisy going by. 2 layers of this quilt batting. I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm not a quilter, so I don't know the differences between the battings, but this is one I had on hand already. I had them both on hand. So they're different. The ones I used and the ones I already made and this one are different. But I have 2 layers here. So I'm going to lay my piece of cotton on top of the quilt batting. Try to line it up real nice. And I will lay this right here. And I will pin it on. Don't want it that close to the edge. The old design shop kit that I'm using, she has several ephemera packages called Feminine Ephemera and Vintage Ephemera. Vintage Feminine Ephemera or something like that. But she has several packs of it, and the one that I'm going to be using is pack number 2. But that'll be for the other embroidered covers. Oh, where's my bobbin thread? It's not there. There it is. And I'm going to zigzag around it. Oh. There we go. I'm used to using a longer stitch sewing on paper, but since there's no paper involved here, I'm not using the longer stitch. So the zigzags are closer together, and it seems like the machine is going more slowly, but that's because the stitches aren't spaced so far apart. Adjust my foot pedal here. Oops, sorry. This fabric that the tablecloth is made out of is not a very stable fabric, so it kind of pulls, so it looks like it's going to be curved here. That's fine with me. And the same with that pink tablecloth. The same type of fabric. See, it dips down a little bit right there, but I'm pretty pleased I didn't get any puckers in it. Okay, so there's the front. Let me grab some other tablecloth pieces before I sew the backing on that. Got all these other pieces that I cut from the tablecloth, and I wanted to see if there was one I could put on the back, but I forgot about that. That little house would be cute, just down here on the back, wouldn't it? So I've got borders from this tablecloth. Got the little rooster, and I've got fruit basket. I think I'm going to cut that little house out. Sorry about my noisy street. That's really cute. And let's take one of the border pieces, like this one. You can see here that my batting is larger than my fabric, so that can be trimmed off. I would have ironed this if I had thought to prepare it beforehand, but it's small and I can flatten it as I sew. I ironed all the other pieces. I actually like to have the batting a little bit larger than the fabric, and that way, you know, as things shift in the cutting or the sewing, you don't come up short, but you can always trim it off. I actually don't have to zigzag across this end because it will be done when I attach it to the backing. And now the little house. I hope I was in camera. When I zigzagged this on, I made a shorter stitch. Not that it was further apart, but that it was shorter. So I'm going to do that with this little house. And there's a very sharp point here. folded, it will be like this. I'm going to trim that batting off. Okay, now that's what it looks like on the front. And that's what it looks like on the back. And I cut these vintage sheets. This is one of those nice crisp cotton sheets. I like the colors of that to go with this, so that's what I cut to put on the back of it. So this will be the inside cover. Do it on the front. So the front is the most important part. I want to make sure that looks good. I'm going to do the stitching on the front. And like on this one, there was a little bit of gap. This didn't come down far enough, and so I just sewed some pretty lace at the top and the bottom so you can't notice it. But I trimmed it from this side to make sure it looked all even on this side. And then I can fix up the back side with lace if I need to. I'm not sure when I will put this journal together, like do the signatures for this, because I have to do the design team project, and then I have another design team project for Artsology. But I am not one to start a project and then leave it for months or even weeks. Once I have the covers done, I'm going to want to finish the journal, so I won't wait too long. I was hoping to get to some of those science textbooks once I got the design team projects done. Okay, so now, oops, I'm going to zigzag all the way around with the longer zigzag stitch. Take that pin out. I was thinking that pin was holding the applique down, but it was actually a pin I just put in. That's okay, we're past that point. Sorry. Ta-da! That looks quite nice too. So I make sure I've gotten all of the edges in there in the zigzag. This is a little close to the edge, so I'm gonna come inside here a little bit to make sure this doesn't fray and pull out. So otherwise it looks good. So let me just do that. Yeah, this corner didn't even get caught. Okay, now I know that all the edges are secure. I want to look at the front of it and make sure I can see some of the backing sticking out here, so I can trim that off. I just want to make sure it all looks nice and even on the front. You see some of the batting here. There may be better ways of doing these covers, but this is what I came up with. There probably is a better way. So it looks good on the front. Let me see how it looks folded. That looks good. Okay, I think we have a cover here. Now this didn't come up here all the way, so there's batting here and the sheet is right here. So I can put some, I'm going to do rickrack on that because that's whimsical like the folk art. And I think right here I have a piece and that's a good color for it. sewing machine is protesting so many layers. You get a peek of it on the outside, so that's cool. Okay, I am going to go ahead and make another one of these covers. I might want to keep one of these for myself because I just love that tablecloth, but we'll see. I always say I'm going to keep something and then I end up selling it, but we'll see. So I'm going to continue making that, and then tomorrow I'll be back maybe with working on the signatures. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.